Okay, so hi everyone. I'm Mark Wareing. I'm Senior Account Director at Abacus. So Luke's and the guys have obviously talked to you about the importance of a single customer view, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you can enhance that single customer view with transactional derived data. So, as Lara's already said, what is transactional derived data? Well, certainly the Abacus Alliance is comprised of transactional data coming in from all of our members to essentially create a very large single customer view of people's buying habits in the UK. Historically, that data was used for customer recruitment, but even more so recently, that data has been used for analytics and data enhancement on customer data sets. And there's two core ways to use that transactional data and it can be how it can be appended to your customer file. There's the propensity score approach. Now, we call this product license score. And this is a ready-to-use ranking system that's built across your entire customer file that can be used to predict a customer's likelihood to reactivate within your lapse file. It can be used to activate inquirer data sets, and it can be used to predict cross-sell into other brands within your product range or your group. Or you could look at the raw data, so we call this data tagging. And this is using aggregated transactional data across our 21 merchandising categories and gives actual spend and frequency variables appended against each customer record. Now, those products can be used by very large businesses and very small businesses, can be used across both sides, but what we would say about the license score is it's got more ease of use because it's a ready-to-use ranking system that can be easily integrated. So it would be a ranking score from segment 1, which would be those customers most likely to react, down to segment 10, which would be those least likely to convert. So as you can see, it could be easily used within your own segmentation. The data tagging is going to need more analytical insight in-house because it is, actual spend and frequency variables. But that does give you more flexibility because what you can do is you can use that for incremental selections and suppressions, but you've also got the option to use it for customer insight. So you could use that for, say, for example, a share of wallet piece. So how much of your customers' spend are you capturing versus your competitors? So there's two approaches that you could use to integrate that data. There's a sequential approach. So in this sort of simplistic view here, what you can see is you've got your customer recency on the left-hand side, and you would make your own selections. So you would mail your 0 to 24-month file, and then you can use the variables to make incremental selections. So it's using the license score or the other data tags, the raw data, to cherry-pick those customers within your lapse file that you can see are spending elsewhere and should be selected for mailing. Alternatively, you could use it as a combined approach. So you've got your recency down the vertical, and on the horizontal, you've got the Abacus score. So you can select within your 0 to 24-month file. And obviously, when you can start to see that Abacus are scoring some of those customers maybe in our lower segments, you could start to suppress those records because we're seeing that those customers have very little activity, saying that in the last 12 months. But you can then replace those names with those customers within your 24-month file that we can see that we're scoring very highly because their activity is very high within your marketplace. So it's not just about suppressing names and reducing your mailing volume. It can be about pulling in additional volume as well. So just some sort of results we've got from some clients. Orvis have been able to use our data tagging product to drive greater efficiencies and better target their campaigns. Peter Christian have saved over £32,000 in production costs through suppressing those customers within a lapse file that they could see weren't active elsewhere and they weren't getting a positive return on investment. And as a result, they've had a 20% uplift in the performance of their 24-month customers. And Nauticalia had a 66% uplift in response to their lapsed customers by cherry-picking those names that were most active in the marketplace. And around license score, Thomson & Morgan, they managed to make 1.2 million incremental selections for reactivation and cross-sell using the license scores. Donald Russell switched out lower scoring customers within their selection file and replaced them with those higher scoring customers. So, as I say, it's not about reducing your mailing volume. They were mailing exactly the same volume, but they were being smarter about how they selected those customers, and they had a positive, their positive contribution doubled by suppressing those names and pulling in those that they weren't selecting that we could see they should be mailing. And then Lathwaite's Wines, again, we've worked with them on their reactivation selections. They've had double-digit uplift versus their control group on their lapsed customers by cherry picking, again, those customers we see are most active within the marketplace. So, as Luke said, if you want to know more, they're going to be hosting a roundtable session this afternoon. I've looked at the invite list, and I think there's a number of clients on there who already use some of these products and are enhancing their data with this transactional data. So there should be quite an interesting conversation there and some real-world examples of how this works for clients. So that's me.